Hello everyone, welcome to my second Python course. In this course, we are going to be working with data types and variables. So what are Python variable? A Python variable is a reserved memory location to store values. We have so many data types in Python. We have the list, tuple, dictionary, and also string, complex, integer, boolean, which is only true or false, float. But precisely, I'm going to be explaining only the integer, the the string, the float, and also complex. We are going to be doing the other data types in future, so let's begin. Before we get started, we are not going to be using our last video Python IDE. In this video, we are going to be using PyCharm text editor, which I consider the best IDE for Python because of its intelligence, suggestions, autocorrect, and also many other things. Now to download PyCharm on your PC, open your browser and head to jetbrains.com/pycharm. Click on the download button. Don't worry, if you're using other operating system except from Windows, this website will detect your operating system and give you the right app to download. Now in this section, this is a professional option and this is a community option. But in this video, we are going to be using the community edition because we don't have any big project to create in this video. Now just click on the downloads button because it is free and open source and this is just a free trial. Now my download will begin shortly. After the download has completed, now click on this PyCharm community edition to install PyCharm. Now this is going to ask you for administration permission. Just click on yes. Now this is next. The destination you wish to install your PyCharm. Now this is it. If you want to create a desktop shortcut, of course I want a desktop shortcut, and this is update path variable. So which is going to need them restart. Add open folder as project and also open any .py files with PyCharm community edition, but I don't need this. I want my Python files to be open with Python ideally. Yeah. Now click on next to install. Now the installation has completed successfully. This is completing PyCharm Community Edition. So the option that you're going to be needing to click now is reboot now. If you click on I want to reboot manually later, you won't be able to open PyCharm. So I'm going to be rebooting my PC now just for full installation. It's just the same thing. It's not going to take time. Now, after launching PyCharm Community Edition, this is the first window panel that you're going to see. Now, the next thing to do is to confirm and accept users agreement. Now, click on continue. So this is PyCharm Community 2021.1. So this is the version error during this video. But don't worry, everything that is going to be in this video will work for all versions of PyCharm. This is the next Windows panel, which is welcome to PyCharm. Since we've agreed the licenses and agreement, what is it called? The next thing to do now is to create a new project by clicking on this plus icon. Now, looking at this, please. Now, this is the location of our project. So, if you don't want to save your project in this location, just click on this file button and go to the location you wish to save your project. So, I'm going to be saving my in PyTutorial, then put a backslash, the name of your project. I'm going to be calling it water variables. Now, the second one is the new environment using the virtual environment. Now, click on this first tab, or if you have any virtual environment already, just select the new interpreter here. Now, this is create a main.py welcome script. So I want that. Now, click on this create button. This is the main.py file that we created at the beginning. This is just it, but we don't need this for now. We are going to be creating a new file. So just right click on this folder here on this project, click on new Python file to create a new Python file. Just name it the name you want. So I'm going to be naming it data types and a variable. Now click on enter. Now this is the new data type and variable. Now PyCharm has put .py, which is Python extension, to it for it to run. Now back to the video data types and variables. I've given the meaning at the beginning of the video. All we have to do now is to put those meaning into code. So to create a variable in Python, we are going to be using the assignment operator in Python, which is equal to in mathematics. So if we say that a is equals to 5, it means that we've set this variable is equals to the value 5. Now, if we print a using the print function, print a. Now to run your code in Python, you're going to be clicking on this play button. So if we click on this play button, we got PyCharm, which is not this a. So to change the file, this is in the main file. To change the file, the data types and variable file is not here. Just right click on this file and click on run data types and variable. Now the output is 5. It means that we've set this variable a is equals to 5. So this is the value given to the variable, which is the data type, and also this is the variable name, which is a. So if we say that name is equals to Bob, like this, print name. Now run your Python code. Now the output is 5 and Bob. It means that we've set this name to Bob, which is the value and the data type. Now let me check something. This is a is equals to 5. If you print type a like this, the output is class integer because 5 is an integer. If we print type name, now the output is class string because this Bob is a string. Now let me see that b is equals to 6. So if I print b like this, the output is 6 because b is equals to 6. But looking at this variable, is it a string or an integer? B is equals to 6. Now to check if b is a string or an integer, print type b. So if you run your Python code here, now this is a class string. So what Python is telling us that any variable or any value that has this double quotation mark or a single quotation mark, as long as it is a quotation mark, it means that it is a string. So if you want to change this b to an integer, you can just set another variable, which is b is equals to integer b, like this. So it means that the new b is equals to integer this b. So if you print b now, we are going to get 6, and also it has changed to an integer. So what Python is trying to tell us that this Python is an interpreter language. It interprets code step by step. So we've set that b is equals to 6, and we reset the b that b is an integer b. So from this name now, if we say that name is equals to integer name and print type name and also print name, from this code we are going to get an error because this is not a number. Now let's run the code. Now the output is value error, which is invalid literal for integer with base 10 bob. So it means that it cannot convert this bob to an integer. That is just it for a variable. Let's move on in variable. Now if we say that c is equals to 5.5, like this, print c, we are going to get now this is process finished with exit code 1. It means that we have one error that we need to fix. So from this now, I have to clear this for it to run the code under it. Now let me run this code. Now I get 5.5. Now print type c. The output is class float. So this number is a float. It's not an integer. So since it is 5.5, we have so many floats. We have 5.5, 6.5, any number with a decimal value in mathematics. But in programming, it is called float, or in other programming, they are double. I'm not going to be talking about that now because Python doesn't add double and float, but they have a range of number that they can store. Now let's begin with this Python code. So if we say that a is equals to b and b is equals to 7, is equals to 6. So if we print a, if we print b, like this. Now let's run this Python code. Now the output is 6, 6. It means that a is equals to b and b is equals to 6. And that is just it for variable. It runs code step by step. Also, if you change this, a is equals to b and b is equals to 7. So it means that since this b is equals to 7 and we've set a is equals to b, it means that a is equals to 7 and also b is equals to 7. You can also make this a and b a one-liner code by erasing this a, this b, then put a comma inside this print function. So this is print a comma b. So if you run this code now, we are going to get 7, 7, which is just the same thing as the other one that we print. That one is just a new line, but you don't actually need that now. We are going to be doing that in future course. Now the next thing that we are going to be doing is how to name a variable. You can't just name a variable like a, b, c, d, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let me put that into code. Now we have different way of naming a variable. If we say that 1, 2, 3 f is equals to Bob, and we try to print 1, 2, 3 f, like this. Now print this code.
we're going to get syntax error, invalid decimal literal. It means that a number can't begin a variable. It will cause error. But this underscore can begin a variable like this. So if we read this and print this code, we are going to get Bob. So also, if you name your variable as capital letter F, which is uppercase F, is equals to 6, then print F like this. We are going to get an error says name error, name F is not defined. So Python also treats case sensitive. So this is lowercase f and our variable is uppercase F. So if we use lowercase f here, we are not going to get this. So we have to use the exact letter that we used to set the variable. So if I change this to uppercase F, then print this, I'm going to get 6, which is this 6. So just change this back to 6 or leave it in a string, which is 6, and put an integer here like this. So this is just the same thing as saying that F is just an ordinary 6 like that in Python. So you can also see that age is equals to 17. That is my age. And if we say that underscore age is equals to 18, age is equals to 19. So let's print this step by step. Print age, print underscore age, print age like this. So we got 17, 18, 19. It means that this variable name is valid. So you can name a variable like this in Python. So just like this now, since this is uppercase A, we have a lowercase a here. If Python doesn't treat case sensitive, this this lowercase h should work for this. So if we change this uppercase a to lowercase a, what do you think the output will be? We are going to get an error because Python is an interpreter language. We set this age under this name age, so Python is not going to recognize this age. So if we run this code now, so let me just run this code, we got a name error, name age is not defined, and Python doesn't even print anything that is under it because it is interpreter language. It won't print anything under it, so it will execute step by step, and that is just it. So if I move this age, move it here, then print age, I am going to get 19 and 18, 19. So this is it. So this age, this is it here. This underscore age, uppercase underscore uppercase age. And so this is age, and also this print age, and this is the age. So let me just edit this back. Print age, and this is uppercase age. So you can also let your variable to be in uppercase all through. So you can just say that age is equals to 16 like this. Then print age like this. Now this is the output. We got 16 just like that. We are having one which is 19, so we have to clear this back already. Now we are going to get 16. Now let's go to boolean, which is true or false. So that is the only two values that boolean has. which is true or false. So if it is raining, we can say that it's raining like this. Is raining is equals to false because rain is not falling. So if you print is raining like this, we are going to get false because we've set is raining is equals to false. And note that this false, it is uppercase F. So if we use lowercase f, it's not going to change color. It means that that is incorrect. Like this, we get name error, false is not defined. It means that we can just say that false is equals to false like this, and true is equals to true. So it's raining is not gonna work now because we've edited this false. Now this is name error is raining is not defined. So if I change this to false and this isn't true like this, so run the Python code and we are going to get false and true, and that is it for boolean. We are going to be working with boolean by just saying that this is 5 is less than 6, so print this. We are going to get true because 5 is less than 6, but I'm not gonna be moving forward with this now. This is full short course. This is working with numbers, so let me just clear that off and move on with working with variables and data types. Now, the next one that we're going to be talking in variable is we are going to be working with complex now. For the mathematicians that want to use Python to manipulate data or analyze data. So now we can just see that complex, comp, we can short it, then the complex like this, two parentheses. So this is the first one is the real number, which is the suggestion here that Python is bringing. The real number, so we can call the real number 3, then comma, this is 3, comma, then the space here is the imaginary number, so we can call our imaginary number as 5. So if you print comp like this as short form of complex, we are going to get 3 plus 5j, which is 3 plus 5 root negative 1. That is it. So to print the imaginary number only or the real number, or to print the conjugate, so you're going to be using the method. So print comp dot conjugate like this. So this is a method as it returns something to the screen. So we are using the print function like this. So the conjugate of this complex 3 plus 5j, which is equals to 3 minus 5j, that is the conjugate of this. So if we print comp like this, comp dot imaginary number, which is imag, so run this Python code, we got 5.0, which is the imaginary number. This is 5. So to print the real part, we are going to type print comp.real like this. Now the output is 3, and that is it for variable in Python. So in the next Python course, we are going to be working with comment in Python. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.